Y'all get ready?
Yes, you get ready.
We are gathered here today to sip some tea, honey. So make sure you guys have your teacups ready because this tea is what? Piping hot. Hey, you guys. I hope you guys are doing good today. Make sure you guys check out lovelyti.net or amazon.com/shops/lovelytea for all your tea sipping needs. Thank you guys so much for the support and stay tuned for the video. So I want to come on here and talk about this viral trend, and I'm going to put it on this channel because this is a viral story, okay? So I've been noticing a trend over the past few weeks, past few months of teens, you know, car surfing and posting stuff on social media. Yesterday I posted a video of a woman who was literally hanging on to the trunk of a car and holding onto a flat screen TV while the person is just flying down the road. You know, so you have a lot of these kids doing these stunts. They think it's cute. It's all fun and games until somebody damn dies, okay? So I want you guys to go ahead and watch this story that Inside Edition covered a month ago about kids car surfing and a girl getting hurt. Go ahead and check this out.
This guy is putting his life at risk. It's called car surfing, hanging onto a vehicle as it speeds down a roadway. The stunts are posted online and the videos are wildly popular, but one slip could lead to disaster. Why do you do this? It's nuts.
Adrenaline.
This video shows 19-year-old college student Dean Zebian with a bunch of friends car surfing.
No dying. That's the #1 rule.
Somebody from the car yelled out, "No dying, that's the #1 rule."
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds like a rational thing to say.
Definitely irrational and it's a very irresponsible thing. I don't recommend anyone to do it.
For good reason. You could get seriously hurt. Ever have any close calls, like an overpass or anything crazy?
When you're taking sharp turns, I've almost, just came off the car. You got to really hold yourself on here.
Student Dakota Revel almost died when she slipped off a car as it was moving around her high school parking lot. Surveillance video shows her falling off.
911, where's your emergency? A girl fell off a car and she's bleeding.
I was like, how am I still alive? It looked bad. I don't know if she's gonna live or die.
Her mom couldn't believe what happened.
No, I didn't know exactly all the details until I saw the video, and I was completely shocked.
We're lifting the test dummy and placing him onto the roof of the vehicle.
To get an idea how devastating a car surfing accident can be, crash reconstruction expert Mike Markuszewski showed us what would happen if a car stopped short, even at slow speeds.
We're doing approximately 25 miles an hour. I'm applying the brakes now.
The crash dummy slides off the roof and hits the pavement. In another scenario, our expert makes a sharp left-hand turn. The surfer hits the pavement hard. The injuries would have been devastating.
You see the arms are all, out in a position that are unnatural, and that's actually melted plastic from the face scraping across the asphalt.
So the bottom line, if you're thinking of car surfing, what do you say to people who say, this is stupid?
I would totally agree with them. It is definitely stupid, irresponsible, and everything in the book you shouldn't be doing.
All right, so y'all just seen that bullshit and that foolishness. But like I said, things don't get real until somebody actually loses their life. So I have this story, and it's coming from nutty ass New York, okay? Basically what happened is that there's some 15-year-old kids. They're from Long Island, New York, and they called an Uber from the 7-Eleven store. They had been party hopping. So now it's about midnight. They call the Uber. The Uber guy, he's 24 years old. And basically these 15-year-olds talk him into allowing him to let them car surf on the top of his Toyota Highlander, I believe it was. And so they pay him $40. He's driving down a windy road with these kids, and one of the kids falls off, okay? And instead of this Uber driver being a responsible adult, shocker, obviously he's not responsible because he's in the situation in the first damn place, okay? Instead of him taking the boy who fell off the hood of his car to the hospital and getting checked for a concussion, a blood clot, or something like that, he then proceeds to drop the boys off at their friend's house, okay? So the boys go to the friend's house, they spend the night, go to sleep, and one of the kids does not wake up. The one who fell off the car did not wake up. He ends up dying in his sleep. And now this case is causing controversy all over the country. Basically, they have now charged the Uber driver. They have now charged him with murder, with negligent homicide. So this entire situation is just really, really disturbing. I want you guys to watch both of these news clips. Check this out, and I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
This can't happen again. Nobody should have to go through this pain.
A heartbroken mom on Long Island speaks exclusively to Eyewitness News after an Uber driver is charged in the death of her 15-year-old son. And good evening, everyone. At 6 o'clock, I'm Bill Ritter.
And I'm Liz Chow. The Uber driver is charged with manslaughter in the death of 15-year-old Ryan Mullen.
Prosecutors say the driver let the teenager car surf. That means riding on the roof of a moving car just for a thrill. But the teenager fell, and he died.
Eyewitness News reporter N.J. Burkett talked exclusively to Mullen's family. He's live down in Huntington in Suffolk County. N.J.
And Liz, they want answers tonight. Bad enough that the driver drove Ryan on the roof of his SUV at speeds of up to 30 miles an hour. They say even when Ryan hit the pavement, his head shattered, skull shattered. Driver never called 911.
This can't happen again. Nobody should have to go through this pain.
Janice Mullen and her husband Matt are devastated. Their 15-year-old son Ryan died from a traumatic head injury hours after he tumbled off the roof of an SUV driven by Danielle Chima, a 24-year-old Uber driver.
What if the driver was responsible enough to say no?
It happened just after midnight on September 23rd, when Ryan and two other teens left this 7-Eleven in Huntington in Chima's Toyota Highlander. Prosecutors say Chima accepted $40 to allow Ryan and another teen to ride on the roof. Ryan fell and later died in his sleep at a friend's home. This morning, the driver was charged with manslaughter.
This was an incredibly bad decision by the defendant. Bad decision by the boys involved, obviously. They were drinking that night. That defendant he's an adult. He was contracted to safely bring those boys home, and he failed to do that.
What's more, even after Ryan's fall, the driver never called 911. Huntington Hospital is less than a mile away. Instead, Ryan was dropped off at his friend's home.
He got into a car with the expectation of getting home, and there was an adult present, and the adult should have said, "That's a bad decision. No, you're not allowed to do that."
Words cannot describe how deeply troubled we are by this incident, said a spokesman for Uber. Our thoughts are with the rider's family during this difficult time. This driver has been permanently removed from the app. But the Mullins say the company and its driver failed their son, an upbeat kid, a soccer star who loved life.
He always looked out for someone else. He always was in a room smiling. He changed the vibe in a room.
Well, the Mullins say the community outpouring has been extraordinary. The driver, if he's convicted, faces up to 15 years in state prison. Prosecutors say he has made a full confession to detectives on videotape.
A young boy is no longer with us because of the actions of the defendant.
24-year-old driver Danielle Chima of Huntington allegedly agreed to let two boys ride on his roof. In court, his attorney would only offer condolences. The driver's relatives were stoic and silent. Prosecutors say he was summoned by three party-hopping teens in late September. They stopped at this 7-Eleven and offered the driver $40 to let them stand atop his moving SUV and surf. The driver accepted, and here on curvy Cove Road, Mullen fell off, slamming his head. He died in his sleep that night from skull and brain injuries. The deadly stunt video circulated among Mullen's friends and classmates here at St. Anthony's High School.
Kids are obviously going to be stupid, but he's the adult that was in the situation, so he should have said something to stop it.
Suffolk DA Tim Sini says social media is often at the root of bad teen decisions, but the adult hired driver should have known better.
This is an adult who engaged in a profession of driving people home so that they can be safe, and he did nothing. He did anything but that.
Chima has no criminal record. A spokesman for Uber said words cannot describe how deeply troubled we are by this incident. This driver has been permanently removed from the app. Now, Chima faces a possible 5 to 15 years in prison, accused of recklessly causing the teenager's death. According to court documents, he admitted to police he was driving when Mullen fell from his roof in Huntington.
All right, so you guys just watched the news clip, and this entire situation is sad. And what's even more sad is that this young boy's death was preventable. It could have been prevented. One, by the Uber driver being a fucking adult and saying, you know what, you guys called for a ride, okay? And what I do is I drive people from one destination destination to another, meaning you get in my car, you put on your seatbelt, and you have a tall glass to shut the fuck up. I drop you off. You know what I'm saying? I get my money. That's the end of the damn transaction. That's what the hell the Uber driver should have done. But because everybody wants to be cool and hip and, you know, not use common sense nowadays, because common sense is no longer common, nor is it, you know, worth anything, it seems like, okay? So because he wants to be hip and you know, appease some damn 15-year-olds, now he's looking at a murder charge, and now you have a 15-year-old who's, you know, looking for attention, looking for social media validation, because of course, them surfing on top of this car was being recorded, okay? Now all the kids at the high school are watching this boy, you know, literally fall off of the roof of this car and die. So now the video's viral all over the school, you know, because these kids love attention. Now this 15-year-old child is dead. And now his parents are out here upset. They're mourning. You know, they want to take it out on the Uber driver. I can see them suing Uber, even though this has nothing to do with Uber. This is not Uber's policy. But I can definitely see them suing Uber because of what happened to their son. You know, so this entire situation is just really disturbing. I want to post this here because I get more views here. And this is a story that people need to be warned about. Parents need to be warned about. Have conversations with your kids. No matter how smart you think your kids are, a lot of kids fall into dumb peer pressure. I want the kids who come across my channel, who are subscribed to me, to realize that you should not be car surfing. I don't care how cool it looks. I don't care how fun it looks. It's very dangerous. One wrong slip, you know, going under an overpass, you can be killed instantly. Look at that young girl. They were literally driving around her high school parking lot and she slipped off and almost died. Thank goodness by the grace of God that she survived, but this young man was not so lucky. So I want to bring awareness to this, and you guys need to be really careful and really mindful. Like, you know, I understand we're all going to die one day. I get it. But why chase death? Why get there sooner than you need to be? This young boy could have lived to be 100 years old. He could have been the next president. He could have been a rocket scientist. He could have been anything, basically. Now he will forever be known as the kid who died car surfing on a damn Uber. You know, so this entire situation is just damn ridiculous. Once again, if you guys want to check out more news stories like this, make sure you guys subscribe to Lovely News Network. I have even more news stories over there concerning viral and disturbing news. If you want to check it out, make sure you guys click the link down below. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire disturbing viral story concerning this Uber driver allowing these 15-year-old kids to car surf on his car, and now he's being charged with negligent homicide. So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. All right, deuces. Hey you guys, it's your girl T, and I hope you really enjoyed that video. If you want to know more about my look of the day, or if you want a way to contact me concerning advertisement and sponsorship deals, definitely feel free to click my description box. There's plenty of information in there. Please stay tuned for the next video. Talk to y'all later.